Hello and welcome to the video. Today we will be talking about the true pioneers of the black hair care industry. Before we begin, we would like to ask that you give this video a like and subscribe to the channel for more content. It really helps us out. Please also consider following us on Instagram. Now let's get into it. We have brought the curtains down on Black History Month 2022. But you know that in these parts we celebrate Black Girl Magic 365. It would therefore be remiss of us not to reflect on the contributions of the legendary pioneers of the black hair care industry, whose contributions to what is now a whopping $1 trillion cash cow laid the foundation for entrepreneurs in the current age. Let us just say that Black women own the hair game. Ask Brad Mondo, he said so himself. So we are not just tooting our own horn. You may be quick to point out that the continent of Africa is the mecca of hair care, since for centuries the ancestors have passed down secrets of hair care as part of a familial tradition to mark heritage, and we must make concessions for that when we look at the Fulani, Basara, and other tribes in Africa. Yet even more inspiring is the fact that the beginning of the hair care industry in the so-called New World was carried on the backs of descendants of people stolen from the motherland. This speaks to the innate tenacity and ingenuity of the Black female. A set of women paved the way before Black representation in commercial spaces was a thing. These women held the door open for us to come through and prove the impact we can have. The Visionaries. Number 1. Annie Malone. Have you ever heard of Annie Malone? I know I heard nothing about her in my history lessons back in high school, or any school for that matter, but she is one of the main people who started the hair care industry. Yes, you got that right. She built this. Now, I can just imagine some folks being a tad bit bothered that we are claiming a Black woman made the hair care industry, but listen to the premise upon which this claim is made. Sure, Caucasians and Asians might have had products for hair, such as wigs, which only the ruling class could afford, but when 20-year-old Annie Malone came on the scene, she changed the whole game because that is when people started to take notice of the spending power of the Black community. Annie started mixing concoctions from her home after having dropped out of school because she was sickly. She catered to a specific demographic, African American women. She saw that there really was nothing aside from bacon grease for us to use, and she fused her interest in chemistry and passion for hairdressing to make her hair care line called the Wonderful Hair Grower Products for Black Hair. She knew that Black women were desirous of growing lush tresses and trying to reach the beauty standards the ruling class insisted on so that they could advance in society. So her line had a product to straighten hair, as well as a mix of essential oils to stimulate hair growth. Of course, since there was really no business at that time lining up to cater to Blacks, she started to sell her products door to door until it took off to the point where she was able to create job opportunities for some 75,000 people. She taught young women how to market their products and be sales representatives who did on-the-spot services for clients to prove that the products worked. She went from walking door to door in Illinois to hiring others and eventually opening the Poro College, where other Black women could learn the science of Black hair care and develop their own standards of beauty. Next time you think of a kitchenista, hair tutorials, and live demos, remember Annie Malone was all that and more. Number 2. Madam C.J. Walker. Remember when we said Annie kept her foot in the door to create opportunities for others? Sarah Breedlove was one of those included in the others. You might know her better as Madam C.J. Walker. She was one of Annie's proteges out of Poro College. All Sarah's brothers were barbers, so her interest in hair grooming stemmed from her observation of the scalp conditions Black people would get from the repurposed chemicals and grease they would use to groom their hair. She took Annie's blueprint for starting a hair care business and tweaked it, creating her own line of products called Glossine, and marketed them to salons and retail outlets. She would go on to build an empire from this. She knew that her customers didn't have loads of money to throw around, so her business model included the creation of products that had dual uses to ensure customers got value for money without having to buy several things to get the soft, aesthetically appealing hair they desired. When you think of 2-in-1 or 3-in-1 products, or even heat protectant and bone straight hair, remember Sarah Breed Love, or as she preferred, Madam C.J. Walker. Number 3. Christina Jenkins. Now, we all like to switch it up from time to time, and nothing offers the versatility to do that like a good weave or wig. But did you know that Christina Jenkins created the weaving technique that others have used to create weaves and wigs in this age? There was a time when wigs did not come with the comb attachments, and Christina wanted a way to secure her wig without having to worry about a strong gust of wind. She invented a way to safely attach extensions without damaging the hair and scalp and patented it. Honorable mentions and hair care gurus of our time. Number 1. Rose Metamorgan. We cannot forget people like Rose Metamorgan, who was responsible for creating the Rose Meta House of Beauty, which was the biggest salon in the world in the 1930s. Number 2. Sarah Spencer Washington. We must remember Sarah Spencer Washington, who opened 11 beauty schools across the U.S., with several in other countries. Number 3. Marjorie Joyner. Let us not forget Marjorie Joyner, who created the wave machine. Think of her when you think of curls created with a curling iron. Number 4. Lyda Newman. Remember Lyda Newman, who improved hairbrush design when she was only 13 years old? The design of your Denman brush no doubt benefited from her contribution. Final thoughts. The hair care industry is a testament to the concept of bricolage in cultural studies, which is basically the common people pulling themselves up by the bootstraps using the little they had. All these women, and many others who were never granted patents for their inventions, built the hair care industry, and when the ruling class saw how lucrative it was, they took it over and monopolized the industry. That is why Asians and Caucasians now own the industry while we remain consumers, but that is a different discussion. Just think, if these women had not been trailblazers whose entrepreneurial spirits gave us the foundations upon which we can build, we probably would have never had a Shelley Davis, Kia James, Nancy Twine, Mahisha Dillinger, Jasmine Lawrence, Talia Wajid, Lois Reid-Hines, and countless other founders of Black hair care product lines. Yes, it is intentional that I mention the founders instead of the brands because we often know the brands but are oblivious to the people who birthed them. We need to change that. We need to normalize noting the names of those trailblazers among us so that we can teach the next generation behind us. We need to know the names of those who are holding the door for the next generation, like Annie, Sarah, Christina, and Rose did for us. Let us not just pay homage to the giants on whose backs the hair care industry was born, but support those among us now. Because of them, we can. And because of us, our children will add to that legacy. That's it. Thanks for watching. If there is anyone you feel that we have overlooked, please let us know in the comments. Otherwise, all the best in your hair journey.